What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. We do have a lot of topics to discuss. Firstly, huge monumental updates around the signing of Nico Williams. Shit is going down next week following the Euro final. Maybe a day or two to celebrate, or take the loss in. Hopefully it is going to be a Spain W. The club are moving all in for Nico Williams. They already have a contract ready for him. How they're going to pay his salary. Javier Tebas, the La Liga president, also confirmed that Barcelona can in fact sign Nico Williams. We'll give you guys all the updates on that. Also on the potential midfield reinforcement that include, Spanish players as well, and Mikel Merino, Dani Olmo. Two big updates, of course, on the future of the Joaos, Cancelo, and Felix, and where their stance currently is. Update on sales, updates on, pre-season, how that's going, some new things that Hansi Flick is implementing that the club do really like, and of course the club glazing the hell out of Hansi Flick. Of course, Thiago joining his coaching staff has been leaked by the club now on multiple different videos and occasions, just waiting now for the official confirmation. Injury updates as well on Gavi, Balde, Araujo, Frenkie, Hector Ford, Juan Araujo as well, and some other, news around Barcelona in regards to the Nike deal, new season at the Spotify Camp Nou, and our Joan Gamper opponent is now officially confirmed. Not officially confirmed, but officially confirmed via media as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news. Over the past 48 hours, the talk of the city of Catalonia is just nothing but Nico Williams. There's no other I can do this whole video around Nico Williams, but I mean the club are just doing nothing but spewing out Nico Williams information 24/7, and we're here to cover it. Firstly, Fabrizio Romano's come out saying that active contacts from Barcelona to try and bring in Nico Williams. They're continuing to work and dream on this transfer. After Sunday's final, the winger will speak with his agent and those close to him about his future. He must now make a decision. Also, Pletigol came out saying that Nico Williams remains a serious target for Barcelona this summer. At this stage, Barcelona apparently need to sell players first, but Hansi Flick would love to sign him as reported before, and talks will take place, and Barcelona showing a little bit of interest in Dani Olmo. We'll talk about that later on. Barcelona need to sell first. Mikel Merino also came out saying this. Look, if we want to sign Nico Williams right now, right this very second, yes, we need to sell players. But once we get back to the 1-1 rule and we have a bit more balance, we don't need to sell players to sign Nico Williams. Right now, though, with us not being 1-1 rule, abso-freaking-lutely. Mikel Merino on that mark came out saying that Nico Williams' wish is to stay in Spain, and his priority right now is Barcelona, partly due to his friends being there. It will come down to the economics of the deal from the Barcelona aspect. So Agent Lamine Yamal, Agent Fermin, Agent Ferran, Agent Pedri all did their work to absolute pure perfection. Rosalero Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona will go with everything for Nico Williams after the Euro final. They'll offer him a 5-year contract, less salary in the first 2 years, but it'll increase in the 3 years after that. There is total consensus around Barcelona, so board, president, sporting sector, coach, the numbers fit in, and he wants to come to Barcelona as well. So everything's looking sound, everything's looking absolutely balanced. Fabrizio Romano came out again saying that contact between Barcelona and Nico Williams camp have already begun. After Sunday's final, the club will seriously analyze his salary demands, contract situation, and details to see if a difficult but not impossible agreement can be reached. And finally, Ben Aid came out saying from Mundo Deportivo, Barcelona is very optimistic about the Nico Williams deal. They have put all other matters aside to finalize this operation first. I think he means matters in terms of ingoings and outgoings. I think matters for the whole club, we need to seriously fix up. But I think he means more so with the squad playing. We're not going to worry about Lenglet's future and Ansu and Romeu and all this crap. We're focusing on bringing in Nico Williams. Look, the news that's coming out, of course, is nothing but pure and utter optimism. Again, he is the perfect signing for Barcelona in a position that we definitely need to strengthen. Should he be a priority over a midfielder? No. Is there a lack of midfield on the market? Yes. This is why he's essentially become a priority. But we have some more big news around Nico Williams. Not just the reports coming out from, of course, credible sources around Barcelona and in the world of football, but also the La Liga president himself, Mr. Javier Tebas, has given some updates around Nico Williams joining Barcelona and also on the club's FFP situation. He came out saying that as things stand right now, Barcelona are close to returning to the 1-1 rule, and they are also close to being able to sign Nico Williams. So yet again, Javier Tebas name dropping Barcelona's targets, although everyone probably knows at this point. I mean, it's not rocket science. He says that I think Nico Williams has a release clause of 58 million euros. When you buy a player for 58 million euros, the amortization is divided into the years of the contract. Barca can pay those numbers if they're in the 1-1 rule standard. It is the club that has the closest, the 1 billion euro turnover. They can be in that line. So the amortization for the 58 million euros will be divided over 5 years if we're offering Nico Williams a 5-year contract. So theoretically speaking, let's do the quick math here. So you go 58 divided by 5, 11.6. So theoretically speaking, on the wage bill officially for margin wise, you're only paying 11.6 million euros for Nico Williams this summer. So talking about, Platico Mateo Merchant saying, we need to sell first. Piss right off. Give us some more updates. Juan Laporta said that Barcelona can sign Nico Williams. Javier Tebas said that if they reach the 1-1 rule, they will be able to 100%. We have to think about with Barcelona's effort to reduce his salary bill and the levers by more than 200 million. They can perfectly sign a player like Nico Williams. Was Laporta bluffing when he said that Barcelona can sign Nico Williams? And must you remember that the 1-1 rule scenario has to be fulfilled. They don't have it right now, but they are the closest to having it that I've ever seen. If they succeed, they can sign Nico Williams or any other players of those characteristics. I was criticized a lot from Barcelona when at the time I said that the club would have difficulties making signings. Now I can say that they are the closest to reaching the 1-1 rule with reductions of wages and club structure, and with some more departures, the odds will definitely increase. Now he's not saying you have to sell players, and if you do any of these, reduce the wage bill, bring in structural money, which the club of course are planning with the liberal money, Nike renewal, other stuff like that, again the odds will increase. So this is the president of the league who's basically had a handcuff tied between our backs for the past few years, saying that look, this is the closest I've ever seen them to being healthy. They just reached their 1-1 rule standard. They can have no problem signing Nico Williams. Again, we already knew this now for about 3 or 4 months. You had negative 25 Martin always saying that, 1-1 rule might not be enough, but that's just his persona. That's just who he is. He's really much riding his arse on the fence, which of course he can do as he pleases. So wait and see what happens with the future of Nico Williams. Again, he is nothing short of Barcelona's #1 target. Of course, last summer you could say it was Gundogan. We spent a lot of time on that deal. Of course, the Joao was our last second. Summer before that, you could probably say it was Lewandowski. It's always clear who Barcelona are going to be targeting every single summer, and this summer, without a shadow of a doubt, it is Nico Williams. This would be a world-class signing, which hopefully Barcelona can execute, but all will be decided, and all the big news and reports will be coming out following Sunday's Euro final. Now, speaking about the Spanish national team, we have been linked with 2 other players part of that squad, Mikel Merino and Dani Olmo. Firstly, on Mikel Merino, Mateo Merito has come out saying that Mikel Merino will decide his future after the Euros. Real Sociedad know that he will not renew his contract, which of course expires next year, and Barcelona is interested. Look, I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. 75 million, both gets you Mikel Merino, or not 75 million, sorry, 85 million gets you both Mikel Merino and Nico Williams. That for me is an absolute W of a summer. I think he's a good player who comes in on a medium term, maybe 3 to 5 years, maybe even 6. Maybe he goes on forever if he does really well. I think with other targets that we do have in the pivot, they're just too expensive, or they're not in the age preferably, even though Marina's only 1 year younger than Joshua Kimmich, who I'm referring to. Of course, there's that extra 20 million to 15 million that could be involved in that deal, although I'm not totally opposed to Joshua Kimmich. Anyways, I think this would be a good operation. We'll wait and see if anything does develop. But we've also been linked again with Dani Olmo. Fabrizio Romano and Ben Jacobs have come out saying that Dani Olmo's 60 million euro release clause expires now on July the 20th. And Barcelona discussed a potential move with RB Leipzig before the Euros began. A deal would be in installments, would need to be completed with any deal, but Nico Williams remains a higher priority for the club. Maybe we talked to them when Xavi was here. Again, Dani Olmo for me makes absolutely no sense. Maybe they try to contact both Nico and Dani Olmo, see which deal was easier, which one was kind of more keen. Maybe both left wingers, both different profiles. Of course, Dani Olmo definitely more so of a 10, but you see Pedri starting with the 10 for Spain ahead of Dani Olmo. That's of course for a reason. You see Dani Olmo come in and perform well. That's of course as well for a reason. I think we're not at a point now where we would sign Dani Olmo, especially for the price for him as well. I think, of course, Nico for the same price, you could say 2 million euros cheaper, is absolutely miles and significantly better. I think Dani Olmo is a player that will join Barcelona in the future as a free agent. I don't think he's a player that we will ever go out there and spend proper money for unless we have a fully, stacked and completed squad. He's very much similar to a Fabregas signing that we did back in 2012. We had a perfect midfield, just needed some depth, some competition, just to add, some quality already on top of a good team. What do you call that? A luxury signing. That's exactly what we did with Fabregas. 40 million from Arsenal. Bish, bash, bosh. Everyone's happy. Dani Olmo is in the exact same situation, in my opinion. I don't think he should be coming in now. He's not a player that we desperately need. We have some good depth. If we didn't have Fermin Lopez's emergence last season, you could definitely make a stronger case for this. But with that emergence, you have, of course, other players that can play in that position. Rafinha. If you keep Joao, Felix, that position is well covered, despite Pedri's massive injury worries. So we'll see what happens with Dani Olmo, but I wouldn't count your chickens on him. I think there's definitely a higher chance of us pursuing and maybe possibly signing Mikel Merino. Now, alongside transfer signings, another important decision that Barcelona will have to make this summer is on the future of the two Joaos. Of course, the situation remains in the hands of Barcelona, and both right now are sitting on different spectrums in regards to their futures at Barcelona. Firstly, on Joao Cancelo, Mikel Merino has come out saying that Cancelo told Jorge Mendes that he wants to stay at Barcelona. The player rejected several offers from Saudi clubs and other European clubs that have come in of recent. His wish is to return to Barcelona. Of course, he's still on the website, listed as a Barcelona player despite his loan contract expiring just under 2 weeks ago. Look, he's a player that I think we should definitely try to keep, but not go over the top four. That's essentially what the Cancelo situation is. Wait and see what the club do decide on him. Again, like Ben Aid said, everything right now is focused on Nico Williams. Once that's sorted out, maybe we'll dabble into the Joao market. But again, Jorge Mendes knows. Barcelona really told them already a month ago the situation, how they would want to keep the Joaos, what's the best case scenario they would do to keep the Joaos. Again, now it's Jorge Mendes. Since we make him happy all the time, he's got to go out there and try and make us happy and also his clients happy as well. Now, on the other Joao, a bit more complicated with Joao Felix. Firstly, Mundo Deportivo came out and said that Joao Felix staying is not a priority for the club, especially with the return now of Ansu Fati. Again, still listed on the club's website as a player. Same as well for Joao Cancelo. If Ansu Fati has some sort of massive remontada in preseason and just lights the world on fire, that will definitely put a nail in the coffin for Joao Felix. There is also reports a lot of clubs interested in Joao Felix as well. A lot of rumors about Aston Villa, Benfica apparently plotting a return for him as well. So that will definitely help Barcelona from my perspective. I believe we shouldn't keep Joao Felix. If we keep him cool for a cheap price. If not, then whatever. I'm not bothered. But this, of course, will end the saga quicker than it should. Because if there's no other interest, we'll just sit here until probably August again for the two Joaos like we did last summer. Now, also, Mikel Merino came out saying that Felix wants to stay at Barcelona. Barcelona had earlier communicated to him that they will try their best to keep him, but the club now have asked for some patience, and we'll see how the situation with Nico Williams plays out first. Maybe if we sign Nico Williams, you have Ferran Torres, you have Ansu Fati. You don't really need a Joao Felix. And again, that's just the world of football. Things evolve quickly. You just gotta roll with the punches. I'm pretty sure Felix knows that as well. Of course, he's been twerking for Barcelona for the past month now in the media. I want to come back. I loved it here, blah, blah, blah. Of course, it's the best club in the world, best city in the world. Why else wouldn't you love it? But again, not really the profile that we do need, especially with the amount of wages he'll be on. Apparently, La Liga not going to let Barcelona finesse his wages again, which we kind of did last summer, agreeing on paper to pay him only 500,000 euros for the 6-month loan, but kind of paying him under the rug a bit more, but still, of course, way under his weekly wages at Atletico Madrid. But again, we'll wait and see. Definitely, I would say a higher chance for Cancelo staying than Felix, but again, I would say both situations right now are very, very different, very, very delicate, and couldn't change in a matter of moments. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. Of course, been a lot of rumors about a lot of different players, but I just want to make things very, very clear that Barcelona right now not really moving right in terms of the market of pushing players out. Right now, it's kind of like, let's see how preseason goes, and they're already focused on trying to sign Nico Williams. Alex Pentel came out saying that regarding players' futures who are uncertain, like Romeu, Ansu, Lenglet, Roque, Pablo Torre, Hansi Flick hasn't spoken with them yet about their futures, as he wants to analyze everyone first before making a decision. Now, Gabriel Sanz, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Romeu will actually stay at Barcelona next season. Hansi Flick values his physical characteristics in midfield, and he's given him the approval. The club will not allow him to leave without a reasonable offer. This comes now following the reports that Girona want him back. We don't want to pay a penny. This is very much, in my opinion, a tactical play by Barcelona, saying, you know what, actually, Girona, we want to keep him. So if you want him, you got to pay actual money for him. If we keep Romeu. There might be a good chance that we just sign Nico Williams this summer. Nico Williams and no one else. Keep the Joaos, keep Romeu. Fucking run it back. Maybe the loan players can come in and improve, like Araujo, Julian, of course, Vai, Ansu Fati come back, you know what, just riot again next season. That could genuinely be a task, which, to be honest, would I be totally upset with? A little bit. We need a signing in the midfield. We need a signing in the midfield. Pedri's injured right now. Gavi is injured. Like, come on, you need to sign someone. But we'll see with everyone's future. Same thing goes for Mikel as well. Mikel Merino came out saying that Mikel will start pre-season, but will probably end up leaving Barcelona for around 15 to 20 million euros if that kind of offer does arrive. So we'll see. I mean, everything right now is open. People have, chances to prove people right, prove people wrong. If Romeo comes out, to be honest with Romeo, I think it's a loser for him, because if he comes out and plays well in preseason, we'll say, oh, we saw that same thing last year, so what's the point? But maybe Calafé does on press, Espai, Julian, whoever it may be. Preseason will be a great test for a lot of players, and give also those youngsters like Bernal, Casado, other players like that, Darvik, to, shine as well, like we saw, of course, with Fermin Lopez last season. So wait and see how things go right now, but in regards to players moving out in the imminent future, very unlikely. Now, in regards to players' futures at Barcelona, 2 players' futures have already been decided in Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsi. The club released an official statement saying that both players, Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsi, have officially been registered as first-team players in La Liga. Originally, they were registered as, juvenile A, cadet players under 19s essentially, but now they are registered with the first team. If you go on the La Liga website, you'll see it as well. So they will both have first-team numbers next season. Lamine Yamal did an interview with Joao hinting that he may get the number 17, which of course was the number of Alonso last season. Was it Alonso or was Alonso 18? No, 18 was Romeo, am I right? Yep. So Alonso might get that. He wants number 17, which to be honest is a really nice number for a forward. I wouldn't mind Lamine Yamal getting the 14 as well if Joao Felix, of course, does not return. Even Joao Felix doesn't return, I don't care. But I think 14, Johan Cruyff number, really nice number for a forward as well. With Cubarsi, it's going to be very interesting. I would love for Cubarsi to get number 5. Of course, Poy's number, Busi's number, right now occupied by Inigo. I think Inigo, wore it proudly, did alright. But I would love Cubarsi to get that number. I see a lot of people say number 2, because of course Cancelo might not come back. But number 2 is very much a fullback number, so I'd rather give that to Julian if he ends up staying, or maybe even Alex Valle, to be honest. I think number 5 for Cubarsi is perfect, and of course there's going to be longevity in that number as well. I'm absolutely over that. So my pick would be 14 for Lamine Yamal, 5 for Pau Cubarsi. My prediction, I would definitely say, what do I think? I'm thinking Roberto, you have 20. I feel like Cubarsi is going to get like a relatively high number. I think they're going to give Lamine Yamal number 10. I still think that. I think if Ansu leaves, they're still giving it to Lamine Yamal. It's ridiculous. So the only way Lamine Yamal does not get number 10 is if Ansu Fati stays. But that's what I think personally. With Cubarsi, I don't know. I really let him to get number 5, but we could see him. I can't get number 24 because that's Eric Garcia's number. So there's going to have to be someone leaving because all the other numbers are full. Anyways, we'll wait and see. But both players officially will be part of the first team next season. And right now, you could say are considered first team official players for Barcelona. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on Pau Prim. Gabriel Sanz and Deportivo came out saying that Pau Prim's contract ends in 2025. He wants to continue at Barcelona, and Barcelona trusts him, but right now there's still no agreement over the contract renewal. There are differences, and he has not been called up to train with the first team either. That was the one surprise when I saw that huge list, Alecran, Coach, Astralaga, Darvik, that Pau Prim wasn't on there. He was someone that was very highly regarded from Xavi. Of course, played a lot in preseason, the friendly game in Tokyo against Vissel Kobe and Iniesta's team. So he was very, well rated by Xavi, but he has not been used at all last season, of course, due to no space, and then now for preseason as well. So I can understand his frustration. Played with the great talent that the club have been nurturing for quite some time now. I think I would love to see him do one season with Barca Athletic. Of course, last season he was still with the cadet and juvenile A side, so he wasn't really involved with the Barca Athletic too much. Maybe now with Cancelo moving up, he'll get that opportunity under Rafa Marquez. So we'll wait and see on that. But for now, still negotiation, but both parties want to continue with each other. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First up, we have a lot of news in regards to preseason now. Of course, we finally had training sessions take place following Wednesday and being too hot. Of course, the team trained on Thursday. They trained yesterday on Friday as well. Alspentel from Olivo came out saying this. This made me laugh. Flick analyzes training very well and is aware of everything. No details lost, says the club to the media. They are trying to hype this German up like no tomorrow. Oh my god. Bookmark this. When he comes in November, he's on the verge of being sacked. Hopefully not. I wish Flick nothing but the success. But again, this is just the club hyping up the fans. Oh, get ready. Details not lost. Go buy the new home kit that's coming out this week. You know, it's going to be great, lads. Do not fall for this whatsoever. But of course, one of the biggest news around Flick and his, coaching is the new addition to his coaching staff in Thiago Alcântara. If you did not see the Goals TV video I dropped yesterday, if you haven't seen it, go check out the community tab. It's pinned on my Twitter as well, link down here, Barca Boy 103. I did a video talking about Thiago Alcântara's move. Essentially, the move is done. He's been leaked on the training pitch by Barcelona. They kind of leaked it by accident, him coming up the stairs in the, gold kit here that you can see Hansi Flick wearing. Everything is done and sealed at this point. The duration is still a question mark. Some people are saying 6 months. Some people are saying a year. Some people are just saying just for the summer. I think Thiago will stay for the year, for the season at least. I'll be quite surprised if he dips halfway through, in January, especially when we have, Super Cup, Copa del Rey, and La Liga action all piled up into 1 month. So I think he will stay the whole time, but apparently Thiago really wants to have a little bit of a break and, kind of revive himself. But this opportunity was great. He loves Barcelona. He loves Hansi Flick, so he wanted to do it anyway. So he is there. He's going to be a part of it. Again, liaison. He's going to be translating between Flick and the players and basically just sitting around translating in about 8,000 languages. So shout out to him for the knowledge of a lot of languages. Very, very difficult, but yes, he will be coming in. It's pretty much official at this point. We're just waiting now for the official confirmation. Barcelona is supposed to come yesterday or today, so we'll see if that arrives or not. Now, in regards to those medical checkups, by the way, on Wednesday, there was some news about it. Now, if you watched the video that I did on Thursday, where I talked about the medical checkup, I mentioned how they had, urine tests, a typical other tests, but also dentist checks. And a lot of people in the comments are saying dentist check. Why the hell are they doing dentist check? And that actually, the reason why they did that is that was actually in the corporation of Hansi Flick, which the club have never done before. Miguel from AES came out saying that Hansi Flick has included dental tests for all players in the medical examination. The club have never previously carried out oral examinations at the start of preseason, but this has now changed. There are several studies linking injuries with oral problems, especially poor positioning of the teeth, because of which players will not be able to chew food properly, which affects digestion and the nutrition that reaches the muscle. So again, is the club glazing Flick here? Is this actually Flick's, incentive? Lamine Yamal wears braces. We're gonna chuck braces on everyone else as well, to make sure that all their teeth are straight so they eat well. To be honest, that is a very, very good point. The way you eat food is important. The way you digest it, how your body takes it in, where it distributes those nutrients to, will it distribute to muscle or fat or other stuff as well, glycogen, sugar. That's very important stuff. So the fact that Flick knows about this shows how much of the mind, strong mind he does have, and of course that goes back to right here where the clubs say, "Oh, you're not ready for Flick's details. They're great." So I sound like freaking Frost the tiger from freaking Frosted Flakes. Anyways, so again, good incorporation by Hansi Flick, and again, they can talk and jibber jabber all right now, no problem. This is the summer. This is the time for it. What I want to see is execution. Come August, Mestalla, August 17th, that is when I want to see it. Now, finally, on training, we have some reports on Gavi. Alex Pentel from Relevo came out saying that it took Hansi Flick only 1 day to be amazed by Gavi. The coach had already had a good reports before arriving at Barcelona, but has been surprised by Gavi's spirit, passion, and dedication. He's a fundamental player for Flick. Again, they're trying to glaze and hype up Gavi. It's, sky is blue, grass is great. They do this all the time with other injured players as well. Oh, De Jong is recovering so well. He's going to come back in different play. It's just Barcelona media. The reason why I'm bringing this up, for vibes, really. So don't read into it too much. Again, wait till you see Gavi coming back again. ACL injuries, 50-50. Whether or not you have the peak physical condition of your life or the worst, 50-50. You come back great, you come back better, you come back the same, you come back work. It's just the roll of the dice. So we'll wait and see what happens on Gavi. But overall, the hyper preseason, of course, is beginning. The training videos are dropping. Everyone's getting hyped now. And all we can wait now is for the team to travel to America, and we can see them in action on the pitch. Let's then discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. We have quite a few, so let's get crack-a-lacking on it. Firstly, on Alejandro Balde. Alex Pentel from Relevo came out saying that it is expected that Alejandro Balde will be able to start working with the group at the start of next week. Of course, him and Julian have been training individually, kind of together, but individually away from the group. So hopefully they'll both be back in the first team training session. I don't know about any updates in regards to Ronald Araujo. To be honest, I didn't think he was injured. I thought he had a little bit of a knock following the end of the season with Las Palmas. I didn't know he was still injured to this date. So we'll wait and see how his recovery goes. Of course, he was ruled out for Copa America with Mexico. He was a big loss for them. So his injury was, serious enough for him to miss Copa America. So hopefully he comes back recovering well. And of course, Balde will be back next week after being out for about 7 months. Of course, got injured at the end of January. Copa del Rey quarterfinals against Athletic Club. Still remember that game. Anyways, next updates are on Frenkie de Jong. He's going to be out for another 4 weeks. Oh, fucking hell. This man got injured, remember, in the Clásico against, obviously against Real Madrid, but at the Bernabeu. So that was, I think, like April, mid-April. So April to May, May to June, June to July, July to August. 4 months out for Frenkie from that snap that Fede Valverde hit the ball on his ankle. And we saw, of course, a swollen ankle in the video I showed you guys on Thursday. I said to you guys, look, he's gonna be out. He's surely gonna become back injured. I'm gonna wait for that medical check-in to hit. And here it is. Again, Barca boy, ball in the wall, just top tier. Hopefully just not chronic. If it's a chronic injury and he needs surgery, we've done like 4 months now of trying to do conservative treatment, all for him to do surgery. What a waste of time that would have been. So hopefully now, especially with him, pulling out for the Dutch national team during the Euros, that he thinks that he truly believes that the conservative treatment will help with the recovery. So we'll see on that one. Next up, another injury during international break, of course, was Araujo. Sociedad of Mundo Deportivo was coming out saying there is concern at the club on Araujo's injury, as Barcelona still have not received detailed information about the injury from Uruguay. Nearly a week later, the club fears that the injury might be more serious. Araujo is expected to arrive in Barcelona yesterday or today, where he will be examined further and begin forming a recovery plan. Now, I don't think he'll be arriving today because, of course, today, Uruguay versus Canada. So I doubt he'll be coming back to Barcelona. So if he's back in Barcelona now, then fair play to Sociedad. But if he's not, then I won't believe this report whatsoever. Again, we already know what the injury is, just now down to the severity of the injury. I think he'll be out. Again, we will not see him until after the September international break, whether his injury is positive or negative. I think that's the time period that he'll come back around. But him coming back to Barcelona either yesterday or today makes no sense when Uruguay still have one more game left. So we'll wait and see on that. We'll wait and see what happens when he does come back and those medical checkups are done. Final injury update is on Hector Fort, who does have a little bit of a knock. Tony Juan Martin came out saying that Hector Fort suffered a small injury in the last game of the season for Barca Athletic against Cordoba. He did not train with the team, but he is expected that he will do so throughout next week. So just recovering from that bit of an injury that he did have, that he did pick up at the end of the season, which of course let him out for about a month or so. So hopefully he'll be back again training well and having a few training sessions in before, of course, that flight to America. Now finally on injury players, not really an injury update, but more so the credit of what hard work can do and prevent injuries. It's on Jules Koundé. Following his elimination against Spain, of course, France-Spain, in the semifinal of the Euros, which was, a few days ago? Motherfucker's already back in training. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that just 3 days after France's elimination, Jules Koundé was already back at the Sociedad Esportiva Joan Gamper yesterday, leaving many surprised. He originally had to return a lot later. It remains to be seen whether he's going to join the training session for the group or if he's going to go on vacation. And I saw the video, I think it was Gigentes. You can see Jules Koundé driving into the sports city to train. My man is a monster. If we sell this man, it will be one of the biggest mistakes we do in the past 7 years. I mean, this is a Bartomeu-esque little mistake. Unless someone offers us, 100 million plus, there's no way we should be selling him whatsoever. The mentality this player has is ridiculous. Ridiculous. If I see him in a training video in the next week, my mind is going to be absolutely blown away. You could say this is a bit borderline dangerous for him to, really work his body this much. But if that's a commitment he has, I mean, again, not many people have this kind of mind in the world of football. So credit where it's due, and hopefully this hard work will pay off in some big success for Barcelona next season. Now, the final topics that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to some logistical moves that are happening around Barcelona and some big updates as well for the month of August. Firstly, Cancelo came out saying that the provincial court of Barcelona prohibits Barcelona from unilaterally terminating the contract with Nike. That's of course valid until 2028. That does not allow them to even reach an agreement with other brands either. If the club wanted to terminate its contract with Nike, it would have to pay the compensation fee of course, 300 million euros. Now, of course, this now is irrelevant news since Barcelona have basically agreed a new contract with Nike. But if we didn't, we'd be stuck with them essentially because we cannot legally sign with another brand, move to another brand unless we pay the termination clause. Whether the other brand, remember, the other person asked Puma to pay the compensation fee. Puma said, no, we'll give you 100 million. We're not going to give you 300 freaking million. That's not going to happen. So either we stay with Nike, we'll stay with Nike 1,000,000,000% for the next few years. Just hope we can get this renewal sorted out for this summer as soon as possible. Other updates is around Espai Barca. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona and Figueres Seating have signed a sponsorship agreement with the globally known specialized in fixed and mobile seating solutions for 2 years from July the 1st, 2025 to June the 30th, 2027. With this agreement, the club adds a new strategic partner to an important project collaborating and incorporating figurative seating, innovation seating solutions at the Spotify Camp Nou. This will offer maximum comfort for the fans experience the match day from the VIP section. It is estimated that the total number of seats will be 9,400, including available locations and spaces. I'm gonna try a VIP seat if it's this good and we're starting a deal for it. I mean, bloody hell, might have to go spend one, maybe on a Classico or something. Just drop $1,000 and just have that life there for the seating. Of course, we talked about the seating in the last video as well, how they're doing the more upgraded seats that we kind of have at the Johan Cruyff Stadium. Again, this is how you know how old the Spotify Camp Nou is. The seats were bad. They were bad, uncomfortable, shaky, raggedy. Of course, the stadium is old, so that kind of came with the factor of it, but now we're having all these upgrades around it. There's even been some videos coming out of Barcelona installing those seats as well, so that's of course some good news. So we'll see how that develops. And finally, we have some big news in regards to the annual end of match and preseason, which of course is the Joan Gamper, and the opponent is now confirmed, and it will be AS Monaco. Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona are set to face Monaco for the 59th edition of the Joan Gamper on August the 12th at the Montjuic Stadium. The agreement is almost finalized, pending the official confirmation, of course, from the club. I think the women's team are going to be playing Marseille. Jean de Mera confirmed that yes, the first team will be playing Monaco. The Femini are going to be playing Marseille, I believe, something like that. So, of course, the women's team of Marseille, not the men's first team, with, you know, Aubameyang and stuff like that. That would be hilarious. Anyway, so Monaco is going to be the opponent. Of course, last year it was Tottenham. Year before that, it was who? Was it Juventus? No, last season was Tottenham. The season before that was the Mexico team. I forget what they're called. And before that, it was Juventus. So, good level team. A good way to end off the preseason as well. Not really super difficult games. So hopefully we do end up going out there and getting the win. I've seen only once Barcelona lose the Joan Gamper. I think it was to Sampdoria in 2012. So hopefully the streak of us winning it continues. But a good opponent, and it should be, of course, a fun day, fun evening in the city of Montjuic. And wait and see whether or not Barcelona can walk away with the W. We'll wait and see on the official picture, by the way. Remember that the club that when they have the Joan Gamper coming up, they have the official new signings. Take a picture with the Joan Gamper. Might just be Nico Williams. So, well, they might actually, know what, they'll probably throw Cancelo in there just to, you know, throw someone else in there. So we'll see how that turns out again. But again, the Joan Gamper opponent is confirmed. It will be Monaco. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. Your thoughts, of course, on the signing of Nico Williams, midfield reinforcement, who would be your priority, who would you want to bring in? Are you worried about these big injuries in regards to Frenkie and Araujo? Your thoughts about Thiago joining Barcelona as well in the coaching staff? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah.